This week we can deal 30% additional damage versus the Temporal Vortex with Necrotic heroes, guys. Now, I decided to build a Necrotic team as well because my Corrosion team was performing so freaking bad. And yes, I am talking about Season 3, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was actually talking with my buddy Niva, who has been using the Shadow Heroes quite a bit this season for Arena and stuff. And we thought that his best bet for the Vortex will be, of course, the Shadow Heroes, and I decided to give them a try as well. This video is sponsored by Dragonheir Silent God, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys are new to the channel or you haven't tried Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, Season 3, the Echoes of the Deep, is in full swing. Dive deep, battle peak, tons of new things happening in the game, guys. We have a brand new elemental affinity, we have new heroes, we have new artifacts, of course we have new gear sets and mythical gear sets as well, guys. A brand new sandbox, new bosses, tons of things to explore, of course. New events happening. The most exciting event probably is going to be the half anniversary one, guys. We're going to have tons of new things happening, including a chance to get legendary heroes from the Starlight dice. So make sure you guys are saving them up. I already made a video kind of like explaining all this. So definitely start saving your Starlight dice. Now, if you guys want to get involved or you want to help and support the channel, you can download the game by using my link in the description down below or in the pinned comment or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Now, in today's video, guys, I want to spotlight an epic hero from the Necrotic element, from the new type of damage dealers, the Shadow, right? We have been doing this in Season 2 for all of them, and now we are doing it in Season 3. We've done Corrosion, and now we are doing Necrosis, guys. We're doing the Shadow. Next will be Aura, and then we're going to move over to Rares. But I'm not a big fan of Daphne from the Necrosis, right? I've mentioned it multiple times, and probably because I summoned her like three or four times, that gave me even a bigger headache with her, you know? So I'm definitely putting her on the bench. Now, I got fortunate enough to manage to summon the exclusive Ozul, only one copy, so I don't have the exclusive artifact. I have Aspalta, which I really, really like. And of course, we are going to use Taldie, Vorash's twin brother. Now, the reason why I like this guy is because he's helping the rest of the team to gain more shadow energy. Now, the shadow element, guys, the shadow type of damage dealers works a bit different. They don't have ultimate energy. Now, Aspalta will generate shadow energy. The more damage they deal, the more shadow energy they gain, basically, you know. And the good thing about him is that he gives energy to other allies as well. And he's a multi-hitter. Casts the spell 3 times with a battle skill, grants the hero 15 shadow energy, and then you have this ultimate, strikes enemies within range 3 times, with each strike dealing necrotic damage, granting all shadow allies 5 shadow energy. So he basically helps your entire team. Now, he will be a very good candidate to put defense down on the target. While I do think that Aspalta, she could potentially do it as well, I would prefer her to actually just go in and deal damage, because she strikes the enemies within range 3 times, right? But you know what? Let her deal a bit more damage and give her a different artifact. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I don't have my legendaries scrolled. The epic, yeah, he is scrolled. Is actually much easier to build a team like that. Now, my Corrosion team, guys, was really underperforming because right now bosses take more damage, how I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I was only getting like 21 million damage. Before this, last week, I was getting 30 plus with the Corrosion, but now it really fell off because of the handicap that we have this week on the boss, you know. So this is the team that we're running. I will have 3 Shadow Heroes, and I'm going to have Frorbart and Garius. Garius with the Gatekeeper Staff will give me shield. Frorbart more healing and decrease attack. I have a defense aura from Garius. I could use an attack aura and try to increase a bit the damage. That could potentially be an option too, but I feel like we need some more defense on my characters. Now, I do have a bit of a skill timing right here. I'm still not 100% positive that I want to keep it like this. Maybe I will swap it a bit around and make Frorbart go at 21.5 seconds or at 26.5 seconds, and then have Gyarius use his ultimate at 14.5 seconds, so we're gaining the shield and maybe obtain a better survivability. I'm still playing around a bit with that, you know. So far, we're gonna go in the run as you see it right here. No need to do anything for them, guys. It's actually pretty odd to even put some timing on them, because their timing is completely different. It's completely off. So just let it go on default. And one thing that I've actually realized, and funny enough, I haven't seen it on the test server when I've used the team, because I used a very similar team on the test server initially in terms of damage dealers. He can actually keep defense down on the boss, guys, at pretty much for the entire run. And I don't even have the legendary scroll. So yeah, I do have 3 scrolls on Ozzel, 2 of them on the ultimate, 1 of them on the battle skills. But unfortunately, I'm not decreasing the cooldown of the skills. Nothing on Aspalta, you know. So if I would have them scrolled as well, my damage will go up quite a bit. Not only because I'm gonna gain the extra damage from skills, but he will be able to keep that defense down even more on there, because Aspalta will provide more ultimate energy to everybody, you know. So we're gonna be able to rotate a bit better. This is what I have in terms of builds. My gear sucks, okay? So my gear is awful. I don't even have a full legendary set. I actually don't really have a very good substats on any of this gear. I haven't really found much gear since I unlocked stage 9 on any of the dungeons, you know, but I'm looking to definitely try and pinch at least a couple of sets to up a bit my damage. If not, I'm gonna get punished really, really bad, you know, so I'm gonna have to do it. I do have 5 legendary artifacts. I got fortunate or unfortunate enough to get I got fortunate enough, or some might say it unlucky, to pull a lot of duplicates in Season 2 and in Season 3 as well, guys. So with one of the Daphnes, I purchased the Shadow Artifact for Ozzel, just in case if I'll never summon a duplicate, you know. But that being said, let's crack on with the run and see what we're gonna be able to do. Now, how I mentioned, Taldie, he's not really going to deal the damage. Taldie will really, really help the team to use their skills more often. And I don't have the best possible damage build on Taldie either at the moment. But how you may notice, check out the skills, right? So you see we have the regular ultimate energy on my characters. Then we have Taldie going in with the ultimate, putting that defense down. Aspalta went right before. And how you may notice, the rest are slowly just filling up their ultimate energy. But look at that, Taldie going again in a full cycle of the boss, right? In 20 seconds, the hero is going again. And he's about to go in again as soon as that defense down expires. Look at that. It's pretty crazy, right? He's basically using his ultimate every 10 seconds more or less. Now, how I mentioned, if I would have the legendary scroll as well, that would be quite a bit of a difference, guys, because they will be gaining even more shadow energy, you know, and that's actually a pretty cool thing to see it. I just wanted to spotlight that this thing, because I think it's a pretty awesome thing, you know, with the rare. I don't like using Daphne, mainly because I don't know. I feel like she's not really bringing much. Yes, she is basically taking over on over one ally, you know, boosting a bit the attack. But I feel like that's about it. We're not really getting any other value from her, and I'm not a fan of her, you know. So probably I won't be using her much this season, unless I'll need her for the Chaos Shadow bosses or something like that. But these ones are doing a pretty amazing job. The damage is pretty high as well, because we do have 30% extra damage. And this just shows, guys, like even 40% damage, what we had last week, right? So how I mentioned, my corrosion team was doing 32 million damage. Then the 40% extra crit damage dropped, and my corrosion was doing 21. So I dropped more than 50% damage with that. So it just shows how effective is 40% crit damage on a build, right? Especially on corrosion, where you really need to hit harder to stack that corrosion up. But we have 8.2 million damage, and we have literally 2 minutes in the run. this looks really, really promising. Now, I've tested Shadow on the test server. I went for a 5-man elemental affinity rather than combining it like this, 3 and 2. And honestly, was not bad. But looking at how Corrosion and Ice Blast were performing, it didn't look that great, okay? So I think I got like 30 to 40 million damage, which is still pretty impressive, right? On stage 4. I can't really remember exactly what sort of handicap we had for that week on the boss, but either way, Shadow was decent. I never thought that was amazing for the Vortex or weak either. So kind of like in the middle, you know? But this week was kind of like a no-brainer. How I haven't really farmed gear. I had like 15 big pots of stamina saved up, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do my necrosis because I was ranking like 200 on the on the Vortex. You know, I was like, no, I don't really care that much this season about the ranking, so I'm fine with top 150. But I was like, hell, that's a bit too extreme, top 200 plus. You know, like I don't wanna get that. So I decided to give it a go and build a necrosis team. I don't really have any other characters that are good in the Vortex from the summoners, you know, from the necrosis. I don't have any of the OP legendaries that deal a lot of damage on the Vortex. So Shadow is actually pretty nice, and they're very strong for arena guys because they can get their ultimate extremely fast. So definitely do not sleep on them. You know, if you watch the video where I review the Shadow, you probably remember that I showcased how impactful they will be in arena. You know, and yeah, I am definitely going to build a team for a tag team arena for 3v3 arena. You know, with them. So we are almost 4 minutes in with 16 million damage. Ozel dealt 11.6. Aspalta 2 million. Not scrolled. She has the org pipe as an artifact, so she's just gaining some attack. And then of course we have Taldie with 1.5 million damage. He's not really the damage dealer in here, you know. He's basically helping the rest of the team, but he is doing an amazing job. I can guarantee you that if I'm gonna take him out and just bring in a different shadow hero, this team won't work as good, you know. And having that defense down pretty much for the entire run is massive. Like, I've tried it in Season 2. I've tried making it happen in Season 2 with a fully scrolled Vinyara with maximum skill haste, guys. And I still haven't managed to get it spot on. I was still a bit short, you know. But seems like we can do it with them, which is a very nice thing. So the damage is looking good. But I'm going to fast forward from here, guys, to the end of the run. Right, so we lost Taldie here, guys. We literally just lost Garius as well. I'm not going to save this run because I'm gonna play a bit around with the timings, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get a bit of more accuracy on Taldie, and of course try to tank him up just a little bit more to make sure he's not the first one to die, you know, because he got resisted quite a bit on defense down, and that overall will improve our damage. But still, I'm way more satisfied with this team over my Corrosion team that was dealing almost 10 million less damage with Rook in the team. But that, of course, is for this week. Not to mention, they will be pretty effective against dungeon bosses if I need to run them in there, pretty effective against the Chaos Shadow bosses, and we do have the legendary event starting in approximately 2 weeks, a bit less than 2 weeks, so I will need to prepare 3-4 teams to have ready for when that starts, and then slowly, gradually to build more teams, you know. But that's what we have in terms of damage. 30.6 million damage, and we have, of course, Ozel with 22, we have Aspalta with 3.8, and we have Taldie with 2.6 million damage, guys. But we are going to redeploy, and of course, let me quickly show you the stats on the characters. So how you may notice, he needs a bit of more defense, a bit of more HP maybe to kind of like help him survive better. He is scrolled because he's an epic. It's easier to get the scrolls done. Witches remains. I have a double skill haste set on him just to ensure that he's rolling rolling with all of the skills a bit better. Like it does help a little bit. Then we have Furbart. It does have the Drugo's Blast Jar. I think I could do better if I'm using the horn, but I don't have the horn leveled up. Garius with the Gatekeeper Staff. That's why we have the shield. Just broken pieces for the moment. Ozel, we have a Barbarian, and I have a Rhapsody set, basically attack speed and extra attack. Not the best pieces, like how you may notice. They're not that great. And then we have, of course, a Spalta with a Pipe Orc, and we have a Assassin set, and I have a Barbarian. Not the best gear because I haven't really farmed much gear, but I'm definitely looking forward to up a bit my gear, and that will definitely help quite a bit. But that was all for this video, guys. I just wanted to spotlight this bad boy. He's actually a pretty solid one, and thanks again to Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to get involved, you can download the game by using my link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.